All right. Yay. We have the thumbs up. Wonderful. Well, today is a beautiful Thursday here, but before we start, as everyone comes in, I want you to go ahead and get your hellos, your name, tell me where you're from, but let me know if you can hear me. That's the most important thing. So let me know if you can hear me before we get started. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. And guess who I got hanging out with me today? Mock Days. Yay! Whenever Mock Days come, I know there's something good going to happen. And we got a giveaway, but we'll save that for later. So come on in, everyone. Say hello. Let us know where you're from, your name. And I hope you're excited as I am because this is one of my favorite subjects to talk about. So I'm pretty excited about it. But before we start, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hear me? All right, we're getting a lot of thumbs up. So let's jump right into it because I have a lot of goodies in front of me and at my feet. Well, we are gearing up, as you all know, for our Serger Summit. And so before we start, I want to introduce myself. My name is Tisha, co-owner of So Creative Lounge, and we are the culture keepers of sewing and surging with the mission to teach the world to sew one stitch at a time. So I want to thank you and welcome you all here. Like I said, we are gearing up for our summer Serger Summit, and that's why I have my beautiful toys here. By the end of this, we need to name our babies, right? So I'm hoping you think about some names so I can name them. But we're gearing up for our Serger Summit. And when is it going to happen? And what's the time? Well, this will launch May the 19th. Like literally today, Tisha, it's like the first 2 days of May. Yes. So in 2 weeks, literally in 2 weeks, that is on a Sunday and nice and comfortable, and you should be relaxed. We're gonna kick this off and have some fun. Now, this is going to be in the afternoon, and that is going to be from 3 to 5 p.m. Again, that's Sunday, May 19th, from 3 to 5 p.m. So we have 2 hours just to get you going about all the things that you are going to learn and master with the Serger. So as you can see, I have two babies here, but guess what? We're going to throw in another baby in here. Yes, indeedy. And so you'll see that Serger as well. But I need some space to work to show you all the good stuff and everything. So one of the things that people ask, okay, Tisha, you got this new program coming up, and we've been having people ask us about the Serger program. When are you gonna have your Serger class? When are you gonna have your Serger class? And I'm like, the best way for me to do this is through this medium that we have here. And so we are going to do this via Zoom. So this is going to be really, really cool. And that will give me much more opportunity and time to give you all those tidbits, tips and tricks, techniques, all those things that you've been asking for in a 12-week course. 12-week course, where do they do that at? Here at So Creative Lounge. And you're not going to believe what the price is for this Serger Summit Master Course. It is free. Where's my mic? That's right. It is free. It is free to you. So all you need to do is register. Again, you got 2 weeks. This is May 19th from 3 to 5. Okay, 2 weeks. And you want to register. So you can register right now. Well, Tisha, oh my God, this sounds exciting. Oh my God, I'm excited. Where do I register? How do I register? Well, you want to go to Mastering the Serger. I'm going to repeat that again. To register, you want to go to masteringtheserger.com. That's right, to register for free. Okay? I can't emphasize that enough. Free. Free, free. Where do they do that at here at So Creative Lounge? So it is free. So if you're thinking about it, just register, okay? Even if you're not going to be there in person, it's okay. I'm going to talk about how you can still obtain your classes. We're going to talk about that in a few, but just register. If you do nothing but today, just register. Now, when you register, this is a cool thing. Type in Serger. Oh, I love this technology. Type in Serger in the chat to register. Now, and this is for anyone who is on a platform of Facebook or Instagram. So type that in now, and you'll automatically get that link. So register now. Now, the reason why I'm saying register now, don't wait until after Tisha get off this chat now. I got a giveaway to give. That's right. I got a giveaway to give. And I'm giving away this nice bundle of thread that we will be using. I'm going to be talking about this, literally this brand of thread. I highly recommend for your Serger. And we're going to talk about that during that 12-week course, okay? So you would get all 4 cones of thread, one of my favorite brands. And as you can see, all of my Sergers are lined up, threaded correctly with my favorite Maxi Locks threads. I need a sponsorship from Maxi Locks threads because this thread is amazing, okay? So again, that's May 19th. It's on a Sunday, 2 weeks away from 3 to 5 p.m. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, you want to go ahead and just put in the chat Serger, and that link will come straight to you so you can register. So register now. Now, the way we're going to give away these threads is that you got to register. So you got to go do this thing, okay? You got to do it. So while we are right here, right now, do it. I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that so you can win this opportunity to win the Serger thread, okay? And we can get that out to you before this class, okay? So again, to register is called Mastering to the site. It's called Mastering the Serger, masteringtheserger.com, okay? All right, run, get to it. All right, so while I'm chatting about who should attend, you can go register. Now, I find that anyone can register for this class. Now, if you are a person that had your Serger sitting in the closet, and I get these calls and these chats all the time, well, Tisha, my Serger is in the basement, still sitting in the box, unopened. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to send the sewing fairies because they need to come save you. So if you have your Serger and it's been sitting in a box, this masterclass is for you. But not only for you, if you've been sitting and been dabbling with your Serger and still not sure, how to remove the threads from your fabric quickly, how to oil your machine, how to change the thread. Oh, Tisha, I'm so scared to change the threads. This class, this master class is for you. Even if you find, for my intermediate students, if you find that, hey, Tisha, I work with my Serger, but I'm not comfortable doing this, or I find that I have difficulty using a certain type of fabric, this class is for you. And so all I'm saying is, so no matter if you're opening your box, if you have been serging, or you pretty much feel like you're intermediate student when it comes to serging, this class is for everyone, okay? So I hope you've taken the time to run over to masteringtheserger.com to register, because you want to win some thread, right? And we're going to be using that in our class. Also, let's talk about the syllabus. Oh my God. Now, yes.
So in order to get eligible for the process, they would need to purchase the bundle.
Oh yes, the bundle. So yes, so let's talk about that. So class is free, right? We talked about the class, right? Now, the only thing when you're registering for your class, Mark, that's just reminded me, is that essential bundle, okay? So you want to make sure that you're purchasing that essential bundle. Now, it's free to attend. This will actually have all of the essential part of what's in your kit, and I have a few of these things here, and I'm gonna go through some of them with you. So you want to make sure that you're purchasing your bundle. Now, Tisha, why is it so important that I purchased that essential kit and not just use some of the things that are in my Serger? Well, I hope I brought this over. In some of our kits in our Sergers, sometimes we get these tweezers that come when in our essential kits. Those are tend to be the worst tweezers in the world. Well, one of the things that is part of this essential kit, and amongst a lot of things I highly recommend, is a pair of tweezers that have teeth. Not only tweezers that have teeth, but a slight bend to them. These tweezers have a teeth in them. I can feel them. There's ridges in them. Yes, I can grip that thread, that fine-tuned thread, and feed it through my loopers without it slipping. Yes. So it's things like that that will be a part of this essential kit. So you want to register. You want to purchase that kit, okay? You want to purchase your essential kit.
So I was just gonna say the essentials kit comes with the ebook, the replays, and the painting worksheet.
That's right. Did I write that here? Yes, it did. So let me go through it. No, no, you're right on time. I love Montez because she keeps me on point. So in this, you have your essential bundle. You'll have the ebook. So let me just talk about the ebook. That's right. We actually wrote this book, and it is amazing. I have been flipping through. I'm in just total awe, like, oh my God, we actually did this. But in here, you also have all the information that we're going to be going through in your master class. You even have a sample sheet in here where you're going to put all your samples in. Now, Tisha, when I teach this class, let me just bend down here. This is my Serger book, and this is literally my sample sheet that's in here. Isn't that cool? So you'll have this sheet so that you can put your samples in so that the next time you need to change your settings, you'll be able to do so because you can just flip through your pages and like, oh, that is really, really cool. So your Serger Summit Essential Bundle, you'll get the ebook, okay, which I just showed you here, which is really nice with those sample sheets inside, which I think is really cool. And you'll get your replays. Now the replays are only $17. 17. This is only $17. So you not only do you get your ebook, you get the sample inside and your replays for $17. Like, where do you do that at? Yeah. Okay. So definitely register, and you'll be able to get that information immediately. Immediately. You can go ahead and start printing off your book, okay? So some of the things that we're going to talk about, oh my God, where do I even begin? Okay, so let's talk about the Serger. So one of the things that we're going to do is really go through the anatomy of the Serger. And when I say the anatomy, all the different bells and whistles, everything. And not only am I going over one Serger, what? Two Sergers, what? Three Sergers. Some of the most popular ones out there on the market, okay? And so right now I have a Juki in front of me. I have my singer, my faithful singer. I remember when my aunt gave me this Serger. This was my very first Serger. So I know a lot of people still have the Serger. She is still going strong. And then, of course, we'll have the brother Serger. And these are pretty much Sergers that most people have. And so I'll be going through those with you. We're going to talk about how to thread, how to quickly thread your Serger, make it really easy for you. We're going to talk about how the different fabrics and literally you're going to be playing with not only just a solid, because this is going to be great for you to practice with, but even still, we work with a lot of acting prints, what it's going to feel and look like, denim, what that's going to look like on denim, and even lighter weight fabrics, some sheer fabrics, whatever you have. So that's going to be really, really cool. And these samples will go into your sample sheet. I'm going to go through all the essential parts. A lot of times we get a lot of the accessories inside of our serger. So we're going to go through this bit by bit, talking about the needles. Oh my God, that can be a thing, like a thing. And a lot of people forget that some sergers need special needles. Yeah, you just can't put any needle in your serger. No, people have a tendency to thinking that this is a sewing machine, and the same things you do for a sewing machine, you can do for a serger. Not necessarily so, but I understand the mechanics of, you have a throat plate, you have the foot, you have a foot lever, the mechanics of it. Some of it's similar, but there's some things that are different. And then we're going to talk about the threads. Oh my God, all the different types of threads. And so I have my little thread bundle here, and it's full of all these different threads that you can use in your serger. And where you can place them. Like, you can really use some really heavy, dense threads for your serger. And there's so many of them out there. So we're going to talk about your different threads, needles, threads as well. I'm gonna bring up my little bucket because I got a lot of good stuff in here. We're gonna talk about how to clean your serger. Like, really? Yeah. Because one of the things about a serger, there is a knife, or what we call a blade, on the serger. And so it tends to make a lot of dust and a lot of a mess. And sometimes they come with these buckets on them. Not all sergers do. But if you happen to have one that doesn't have a bucket or a little something to catch all of that stuff, it's okay. One of the projects we'll be making is a catcher for your serger. So that's going to be really cool. But how to clean your serger. And so I got some great tools that I have that I share with you all. Everything from air cans to that, all the good stuff on how to clean your serger. And how often you should thread your serger. I'm also going to go over some tidbits on some really cool sewing notions, quilting notions, and that you can use. And so we're going to be talking about all that good stuff. Now, another thing that I find that people have struggled with is the threading of the serger. There's some really great devices out there that are really handy for threading the loopers. When we talk about the loopers inside the sergers, sometimes it can be really hard, and sometimes it can be really hard to see. I'm going to talk about lighting for your serger. Like, I got some really cool tools at home. That are very easy and mobile. So I have like 3 sergers at home, and each one, sometimes if I'm cleaning them and if I'm threading them, I need a little bit more lighting. So I'm gonna share some of those devices with you, some little tidbits, and some of those techniques as well with you. Oh yes, yes, yes. So there's great ways of removing those threads. So say, for example, you serve something like, oh man, I really need to take that out, or I need to make some adjustments to it. So I'm going to show you some really cool tools and techniques on how to remove those surging threads, okay? And one of those things going to be really handy is a lint roller, because if you use some of these other tools, you're going to have a lot of threads everywhere, how to clean that stuff up quickly. But then what thread do I pull on to be able to just remove this without a lot of thread pieces all over the place? So that's going to be nice as well. What else I have in here? I got all kinds of cool stuff. All my little threader guides in here that I'm going to go through, and I have several of them. Oh, and of course, I'm trying to grab in my little bag. So here we have some more of the little cool tools here on how to thread as well. So we're going to talk about that as well. So again, you want to register. Again, we don't have a lot of time, and it's 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And again, for you want to go ahead and purchase the Serger Summit Essential Bundle, okay? The Serger Summit Essential Bundle, and it comes with this beautiful book that's going to guide you through, written by us at So Creative Lounge. And in it, you are going to get, and this is what my students in class would use, this sample, the sample sheet. where they will put their samples in, which is really cool. And this is going to help you keep up with all the settings because there's a lot of settings when it comes to the Serger. Okay. So you'll get this immediately. And of course, the replays, this is going to be over a course of 12 weeks. And sometimes you tend to forget over that course, what was that again? How did she do that? I can't emphasize this enough. Get the replays. There's only $17, less than a pair of shoes, even for me. Less than a pair of shoes for $17, and you can't beat that. You can't beat that. So again, once you register, if you register tonight, before I end this live, we are going to give away our favorite threads that we love to use in our Serger, and we're going to talk more about that. Why is this thread, this brand, and why you're getting different colors. The reason why you're getting the different colors because as you're learning, I want you to be able to recognize when you're serging what the looper threads are doing. Okay, that's why they're color coded, and they're color coded based on, if you look at your serger or if you look at mine, pretty much most sergers use a blue. Most of them use a red. Most of them use a yellow and a green. Sometimes they'll switch out the red for an orange, but it still will work for your serger. Okay. Now, no matter what brand I have, what brand of serger I have used, I have a Juki at home, I have a Bernina at home, and I have a Singer. I have the one that my aunt gave me, which I love. Three sergers, different brands, and guess what? I don't have to worry about the threads when I'm serging any of those sewing machines. Guess what? I even have an industrial serger at home, and guess what? These are my best friend. So I'm giving you the best of the best, and we're going to be giving that away before the live ends. So you have to register. You have to get your essential bundle. So again, that essential bundle is the book. You get the sample sheets inside, and you get the replays for $17. You cannot beat that. Okay. And so we're gonna. What is? Are we gonna do a wheel today? How are we gonna do this? I hope it's the wheel. Please say it's the wheel. I love watching the wheel spin. Oh, we are. We're gonna do the wheel. So wonderful. So again. Oh, we have a question? Okay, good.
This one I couldn't answer. Somebody asked, when we take the class, should we have the serger in front of us?
Of course, of course. So one thing about this class, how it's set up, and that's why I'm emphasizing on the replays, because a lot of this is going to be recorded. You can literally have your device, stop it, turn to your serger and do the thing and at your own time and at your own pace. This is a beautiful platform in which we're doing this on. And so it's broken over 6 weeks in really small chunks so you can really take it in. But you can stop it whenever you're ready and then come back to your device and hit replay. Okay. So you'll have me live, especially for that first day, and then you'll have recorded pre-recorded courses over that period. Now, in between those 12 weeks, I'm going to be coming to you live with Q&As, some little tidbits, some things, and I'll just go on camera just showing you how I do this and how I do that, so you can see that live. So I hope I answered your question.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And then we have one more question.
Oh, good.
Asked, will this class be on the brother serger?
Oh, okay, so I'm not gonna say it's gonna be on a brother serger. I'm gonna say I'm going to be using 3 sergers throughout this entire course. Okay, so the sergers that I am going to be working on is the one is a Juki, because I know a lot of people have a Juki at home. Okay, and this is what I consider like a high-end home sewing machine, a home serger. Okay, and then we have something like the brother, the one that we just got a question about. So my brother just came in. I just unboxed it, getting everything ready because I got to record for tomorrow. And so you'll see the brother in there as well. And I know some people have an older machine, which is the Singer, and that's why we have that one here. So I really want everyone, so it doesn't have to be a particular serger per se, But I'm going to show you across three different sergers their different platforms and how they work. Literally, step by step by step. I'm taking you through that for each one of them. And I'll refer to them each individually as I'm going through this. So, literally, okay, for example, I'm going to walk you through how to thread your machine. I'm going to thread the Juki, I'm going to thread the Serger, and I'm going to thread the Brother. That's right, three different sergers. So no matter what serger you have, you'll find some similarities amongst all of them. Okay, so I would say no serger is left behind. So again, our class, our serger class, and again, this is our beginner's guide to mastering your serger. Again, this is May 19th, and it'll be on a Sunday. So you can relax and just sit back and just watch and me talk about the different sergers and what to expect. Okay. And then we're going to go right into class right after that. Okay. And then you'll have a 12-week course. But again, in between that, I'll be coming to you live with a Q&A to answer all those questions for you. Okay. Again, on the 19th, it will be in the afternoon, and that'll be Eastern Standard Time from 3 to 5 p.m. Okay. Now, what's the cost of this? The cost is free. You can just register. But if you want the essential bundle that has the book, that has the sample sheets. These sample sheets are the very same sheets that I teach from when I'm teaching my class. It's in here. I just showed you my notebook. This notebook has to be, yeah, this is a 3-inch notebook. Let me double check. Is this a 3-inch? Yeah, 3-inch notebook. Busting out the seams of samples. And literally every time I teach this class, I have my samples and I go through it with my students step by step. You see that? So you're going to end up collecting all of this. You're going to learn so much. So you want to have a notebook so you can designate it for your serger samples and everything. But yes, so you'll get that notebook with that bundle. So I highly recommend getting the bundle because you get the ebook, you get the sample sheets inside, as well as the replays for only $17. And I can't emphasize that enough. I mean, I think this is, we haven't gone this low enough. And ever, I don't think we ever did anything at $17 for the replays, but you actually get them for $17. Now, as soon as you register, you're going to go into our raffle, okay? I'm going to give our giveaway of our threads and literally in 15 minutes. That's right, I'm going to give this away. So that's why I say don't sit and wait on this. You want to do this now. $17. That's all it takes, just $17. So go and do that now while we are here live, okay? Another thing that we're going to talk about is, as you can see in my samples, let me show that again. This baby got some weight to it. We're going to talk about all those different stitches, okay? Now, some of my stitches are pretty large. Some are pretty wide. Some are very, ooh, look at this cute little napkin. I'm going to talk about a different thread that you can get this nice fine stitching from your serger. But man, can you think about for the holidays, this is how cool this is. Yeah. We're going to talk about how to turn corners, okay? How to turn corners. How to turn curves, especially when you're serging, making it easy. Because a lot of times, if you are serging garments, you got a lot of turns, you got a lot of points, you got a lot of corners. How to make that transition smoothly without stopping, going, okay, in a smooth transition. So you're going to learn about different stitches. Here we have a 3 narrow seam stitch, 4 thread overlock. So you're just going to learn about all your different stitches and everything, okay? This is a 2 thread. Wow. This is a 3 row hem. Cool. So you're going to learn all your different stitches. Now, one thing that even though everything goes smooth and we're having fun, we always going to have some problems where we need to troubleshoot, even with our sewing machine. So I'm going to talk about some common errors that we have when it comes to serging. And one of the biggest problems is threading our machines. Don't let this your serger intimidate you. Okay, don't let it intimidate you. Just like you learned on your sewing machine, you can learn your serger as well. And I always tell my students, practice, practice, practice. You may never be perfect at it, but the more you practice, the more comfortable you'll be, the more you're willing to use your machine. One of the things that I love about my serger is that it gives all my garments and my quilts. Sometimes I'll serge on. Actually, it was so fun to have Miss Janet come in today, and she actually serged maybe one or two of her quilts, and she had a beautiful sample, and so she was showing it to me. But it was just amazing. So quilters use sergers as well. It's just not for garments; it's for quilters as well.
They were asking that question in the chat actually.
Oh, that's good. I'm feeling your vibes. I can understand. So a lot of quilters use sergers as well, and they love them. They love them not only for finishing, but to give their quilt some dimension. Like I was talking about different threads. You can make your threads be highlighted in your quilt by using your serger. Your sewing machine can't do that, but your serger can. And so I'm going to talk about all of that during this 12-week course. Okay. What else am I going to talk about? Oh,
There's a few people saying that they didn't receive the ebook yet, but they purchased the bundle.
bundle.
Would you
Okay.
let them know we're going to be emailing it soon?
Okay. So we just got a lot of people saying that they haven't gotten. They made their purchase for the summer. I'm sorry, I keep saying summer.
Surgery.
The Serger Summit Essential Bundle. It's a tongue twister. And they purchased their bundle, but they didn't get their ebook. We will be emailing that out, so it's okay. We will be emailing that out, okay? But as long as your name end up on the wheel to win the thread, that's the most important thing right now within this hour. But it's okay. We will be emailing that out to you, okay?
And Tisha, we just have one more question.
Oh no, that's
for people
okay. I
that are
love questions.
confused.
Hmm.
So there's some people that are like confusing the essentials bundle with the 12-week course. So I know we haven't announced the 12-week course yet, but would you mind letting them know that's something separate that we'll be talking about after?
Exactly, exactly. So the 12-week course is coming much later. So the essential bundle, don't get the, I don't want to get you confused with the bundle. The bundle is just for when you register, okay, for this course, okay. So for tonight, the most important thing you need to do is just register, okay. That's the only thing you need to do. Don't worry about the 12-week course because that is coming. That's going to be staggered later. So don't worry about that. You're not going to get it if you don't register, right? So the most important thing I want you to do tonight is just register, which you've done, which is beautiful. And if you're thinking it's going to automatically go into your email, it's not. We need to send that out to you, okay? We will be emailing you the booklet, okay? So take the time tonight. Just go ahead and register and just breathe, and it's okay. And then within the 24 hours, you will get your booklet. But the most important thing is that we know who you are within this hour, so I can make sure that everyone has a chance for the giveaways. Okay. Now the 12-week course, it doesn't come to you all at once. It comes over time. And so that gives me time in between those weeks to come live with you all. So you're not going to get it all in one big chunk. It's over a period of time. Okay. But don't worry about that. That is going to come to you later. Okay. And we'll have that scheduled for you at a much later date. But the most important thing is just to register. Because if you don't register, you will not get the 12-week course. Okay. So make sure you register. Now, you have up to the 19th to do this, but only for tonight am I giving away this bundle. This is only going to happen one time. Okay? And then we're going to go right into the next time you hear about it will be May 19th, okay? So you want to do that tonight. I hope I clarified that. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Another thing that we're going to talk about is my Serger recommendations. So if you're a person and you want to register for this program and you're like, Tisha, I'm thinking about buying a Serger. Should I take this course? Yeah, because it's going to tell you what to look for. You'll get to see me go through three different Sergers. And if it's something that points out to you like, I think that I like that feature that she showed on her brother. I think she may, it seemed like the Juki is much more efficient, where everything is may be much more more comfortable for me. So you'll get to see me in the works and then make your decision from that. I mean, where do they do that at? You can't even go to a sewing shop to do that. Most sewing vendors have one, maybe two different brands, but I have three on this platform for you, and you can go through the different settings with me and see that. And then the beautiful thing is, if you get the bundle, which I highly recommend, you'll have the ebook, you'll have your samples, although you may not be able to do the samples yet, but you'll have the replays now, and you'll have Mark this. We're giving them the replays for an entire year. So you have an entire year to purchase your Serger and go back through this, which I highly recommend. Okay. So one of the things I always tell people during, if you're purchasing a sewing machine or a Serger, there are there are three times of the year that you want to do this. Okay. And we're in it right now, May, which is why we're doing this Serger Summit. May is the most highly, they make the most money on during Mother's Day month, which is May, selling sewing machines and sergers, embroidery machines, everything related to sewing is Mother's Day. So you're going to see a lot of sales on QVC, your local quilt shops, Joann's. We have Joann's here. Any major craft or sewing store, they're going to have Mother's Day sales out the yin yang. This is the best time to get a serger because most of the time you're not going to see this deal any other time, but other than one other time, I'm going to talk about that later. But most of the time they're going to knock these deals down to almost half off. Yeah. So if you want to, after you purchase your bundle, your essential bundle, check out some of the sales that it got because some of them already started or gearing up to it. Okay. Because I can look at Joann's now and they're already starting their sales now for Mother's Day. So not only is it the sales are great for Mother's Day, but also in September. September is National Sewing Month. Yay, September. And you'll find a lot of deals there as well. Sometimes they're roughly about 30 to 40% off, but not as much as half off, okay? But it's still a good time to purchase your machines, okay? And then it's around the holidays. Sometimes I find that Black Friday, those deals are not as great as the Mother's Day because they really need those sales because they haven't had a sale, and so it's like 6 to 4 months out, and so this is a good time, Mother's Day, to have those half off deals because they're moving so many of them. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the different machines, my ratings on them. There's not too many machines or sergers that I don't like as long as they're working, and I love all of them for all their reasons. Sometimes I just need something really simple and basic and easy and not with a lot of bells and whistles. Just going to get the job done. That's my Serger, my Singer here. And then if I want a lot of bells and whistles and I want to do this and that and be fancy and that's not going to fuss with me, I love my Juki. And my brother is my in-between one. So I'm going to talk about them all. Okay. All right. With that being said, oh my God, some of my other stuff. Do I have time? Okay, I got 3 minutes. You got 4 minutes to register before we do our giveaway. So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about registering, getting ready for our Serger Summit. And again, we're talking about the Beginner's Guide to Mastering Your Serger. Sunday, May 19th, 3 to 5 p.m. Live. Okay, coming to you live. And the only thing you need to do is just register for that essential bundle. The live is going to be free, so you'll be okay. But if you want the booklet, okay, with the sample sheets inside, as well as the replays, which I highly recommend, $17. $17. Okay.
Tisha, I just we have one question that
Oh.
I answer. Somebody, let me see where the comment is. Carol wanted to know, will we learn how to clean it?
Carol, girl, you know this. That was one of the things I talked about. This Serger is going to make so many dust bunnies. You can probably name the dust bunnies, but it will create a lot of dust bunnies because you're cutting the fabric, right? You're trimming off, you're cleaning it up. It's just going to create a lot of mess. And a lot of times we get a lot of this mess inside of the door cover. I wonder if I open this, if you can see this. And in here, we have all of this metal hardware. And so how do you clean this efficiently without breaking all the threads, because we don't want to thread it again, right? How do we clean this out efficiently where we can save as much as we can, right? And so I got some great tools. I got my little mini vacuum here that I really love. There are things that I highly recommend, like some air cans, what to use. Oh, my little thing stuck in here. How to use that as well, cleaning out. But yes, you get to see me clean my Serger. I think that's the best part of the Serger Summit. I'm going to be able to clean out all of my machines during class because they're going to look like a hot mess because I'm going to be practicing making my samples along the way. So you'll get to see me use all my tools as far as cleaning. And what brushes do I like to use and everything? Because not all brushes are the same. I don't want something that's going to be too much, but there's plenty of ways to clean your Serger. So Curl, I'm with you. Yes, we will be going over not only cleaning, but how to maintain. Where's my oil? That's right, I haven't gone through my other pieces yet. How to oil your bad baby. Did I leave my oil? Oh yeah, I left my oil, but it's okay. But how to oil your machine and where to oil it and when you should oil it, okay? Because that is important as well. So we're going to go through all that, not only cleaning, but the maintenance of your Serger. And another thing we're going to go over, and it just broke my heart. So I bought in my Bernina, Tisha rushing. See, I want to teach you all this so that you don't make the same mistakes that Tisha do or have done. And that's pretty much, when I brought it in, I was rushing and I literally, this is my Bernina now, I broke the top of my tree. Heartbreaking, right? Yes, heartbreaking. I nicely packed her up and I saw and I put her back in my case and I took her back home because I was so upset. But I'm going to show you how to carry your machine, how to take care of your machine so you don't break anything, because the tree part is very fragile, okay? Very fragile. So I'm going to talk about those things, how to care for your machine, how to travel with your machines, okay? So yes. Oh, here's my oil. Ta-da! But we're going to talk about that. And oiling the machines are very different for each one of them. Very much different, okay? Oh, here's my lint roller. Yeah, see all my tools. See, I'm starting to gather everything, but they're all kind of like scattered, but they all are here. But your lint roller is going to be your best friend as well, okay? So thank you. Those are great questions. So we are at that time. It is 5:46 officially, and I want to make sure we do a giveaway. So if you're in the middle of registering for your essential bundle, we're coming to the end of that. I'm gonna give you 1 minute to finish up your registration so we can get you in to this giveaway. Mark Dez is going to put everyone's name in this beautiful wheel. I love the wheel because then you can see your name and everyone's name and where it lands at. So I really love it. It's just more interesting than me just putting everyone's name in a basket and pulling it from there. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to finish your registration because I said at 5:45 we're going to do this giveaway. You need to register by then, okay? But I'm going to give you 1 minute and it is officially 5:47. And so let's give this thread away. I love it. Oh, I get to do it. Oh, how exciting. So here's the wheel, everyone. Here's the wheel. All right. So all I need to do is just tap it, right? To spin it. Okay, here we go. You're going to watch me tap it. Okay. Ooh, it's spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning. It is spinning. All right, where did it land? Patricia! Is that Patricia Baltimore? All right, Patricia, you won you won our giveaway, our nice bundle of thread. I love this. This is so cool. Well, Patricia, congratulations. I hope, Patricia, if tell us what kind of surgery you have. I'm curious. What kind of surgery you have? If you have a surgery, put it in the chat. Patricia, you got to be here to claim your prize. You know, you can't walk away. We want to give prizes to people who are still here. So, Patricia, I'm going to have to spin the wheel again. So, Patricia, if you're here, claim your prize. And let me know what kind of surgery you have. I'm so curious what kind of surgery you have. Or if you're thinking about buying a surgery. I'm curious about that as well. Patricia, oh, please, I hope she didn't walk away. There's other people out here like, okay, pass it on over to me.
She's here.
Oh, yes, Patricia's here. Congratulations. All right, Patricia, tell me, do you have a surgery? What kind of surgery do you have? I'm curious. So Patricia's getting ready to let us know what kind of surgery she has. So Patricia, do you have a surgery?
She's brother.
Oh, you have the brother. Okay, perfect. So, okay, see, I knew it. I'm so glad that we got the brother because I know a lot of people have the brother. So yeah, so I'm so happy for you. This is for you. So that is wonderful. So again, I will be going through each and every one of these surgeries step by step, guide by guide, walking you through. So I hope you all had a wonderful time with me. As you can see, we are gearing up for this. I'm gearing all of my samples, all my toys, all my notions, getting my Sergers ready just for the Serger Summit. So I hope to see you all on, what's that? You all remember, Sunday, May 19th from 3 to 5 p.m. And again, it's free, but I highly recommend if you missed the raffle, it's okay. You can still register, okay? Because you get the replays. Again, only for $17, you get the replays, you get the booklet, and inside the booklet, you get the sample sheets, which I think is pretty cool. Now, in here, in the booklet, how many pages did we, oh my God, I love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10 pages of samples. So you can take this out and just copy it if you find that you need to make more samples, okay? So again, we'll be putting out a supply list for you guys and everything, getting you ready with all of these fancy tools and everything. I hope you had fun. Don't forget, if you're still going to see us on May 19th, I hope to see you there. Don't forget to register. All right, you all have a wonderful time. Oh, do we have a question?
We just have one more.
Oh,
that's been getting
yes.
asked a lot. We have a ton of questions, but we'll have different lives.
Okay, then yeah.
But
in this 2 weeks course, I'm gonna be talking more about it, and I'll come back and catch some of those questions so I can go back with you guys and run through them.
Okay. The one question that was asked a lot though is the members. They want to know if they need to purchase the bundle.
Yes, my members. Yes, you need to purchase the bundle. Yes, you do, and that is the Serger Summit bundle. And again, in that you get here's my booklet. Okay, you get your booklet. So members, you need to purchase this. $17. $17. We've heard you guys. Okay, Tisha, we do not need more fabric, but what I need is this Serger class. I got it. So what you're going to get is this ebook. Okay. Now, when you register, I think we had this question earlier. After I register, I didn't get a link yet. I didn't get my book. We're going to be emailing that out to you. Okay. We will email this out to you. Okay. Just register. So for my members, yes, you need to register. Okay. So you get your ebook. Okay. In the ebook, you get the sample sheets. Okay. As well as the replays. Okay. The replays over this entire course. Okay. So for $17, that's less than a pair of shoes. At least the shoes that I buy. That's less than a pair of shoes, okay? $17. For 1 year. 1 year. You can't beat that. All right. I hope I answered you all's questions. And that was fun. You'll hear more about the Serger Summit coming up real soon. I'm going live tomorrow. I'm doing my reveal. But we'll be talking next week more and more about the Serger Summit because I think I'll be doing another live talking about that, okay? All right, with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing Thursday. It's beautiful here in the metropolitan area. Get some sun, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.